In this video, you will learn to describe what packet filtering is and how packet filtering firewalls work.
Packet filtering is one of the fundamental technologies for application and enterprise level firewalls, and fundamentally on a packet by packet decision is made whether to forward or drop the packets based on a couple of parameters. So those parameters that we're going to look at are listed here on slide 6. One of the fundamental ones is the source IP address and the destination IP address. Fundamentally, where is it coming from and where is it going to? And we can make decisions based on those two parameters alone. Also, the transport protocol being used and the destination port numbers can also be a filtering side of that. So TCP and UDP are the two primary transport protocols on the internet. Is basically how IP packets get moved from IP address to IP address. One is a connectionless sort of a broadcast signal, that's UDP, and TCP is more point-to-point. We can also filter on message types, and we can also filter on synchronization and acknowledgement, bits being flipped. Let's take a look at a couple of examples of packet filtering. So in example 1, right, that we're going to block incoming and outgoing datagrams, right? Those are the IP blocks, with IP protocols, field 17, and either a source or a destination port of 23. So effectively, in this one, we are blocking all UDP flows and all telnet connection flows at the enterprise edge. These are good security protocols, and this is generally a great application of firewalls to enforce a security policy. The second one, when we block inbound TCP segments with the acknowledge bit set to 0, this is preventing external communicators from making TCP connections with internal clients, but allows internal to communicate to the outside, which is a security policy that says that we trust our inside guys more than we trust our outside guys.
In this video, you will learn to discuss what firewalls do and what types of attacks they can shield a network from.
So let's start off with security and firewalls. So firewalls, right? They are protection mechanisms that isolate organizations' internal networks from the larger internet, allowing some packets to pass and blocking others. So firewalls, right, generally used in pairs externally for DMZs, separate the internal enterprise that has the application of security policies from the public internet, where www stands for Wild Wild West. There's not a shred of security applied to that. So why would we want to apply firewalls, right? Prevention of denial of service attacks. There are two particular attacks: SYN flooding and TCP connections attacks. It keeps things so busy that there's no resources left for a real connection. Additionally, as opposed to this frontal attack of attacks in the denial of service, that an illegal modification or access of internal data. So this is a violation of a security policy. Content can be stolen, right, for data exfiltration, or, for example, organization's homepage could be modified and replaced for something else. So firewalls also allow only authorized access in conjunction with an access control module. We'll talk about that in a little bit, to ensure that only authenticated users and hosts come through. And there's actually two types of firewalls: application level packet filtering. There's a third called an XML firewall, but it's an XML gateway. We'll talk about that briefly.
In Module 4, Warren Perez, an SIEM administrator for IBM's Managed Security Services Organization in Costa Rica, We'll give you an overview of some of the many security tools used in the cybersecurity field. Warren and John will then explain the use of these tools and give some examples. At the end of this module, you will be able to describe the purpose of firewalls, antivirus and anti-malware, cryptography, penetration testing, and digital forensics. You will also be introduced to two key resources, securityintelligence.com and Warren's article, Incident Response and Digital Forensics. Let's get to it.